It's Dario back in front. Now Ryan Briscoe is back in 13th position. And he's about 10 seconds behind the leader. So,
well, what that's maybe saying is he's kind of going with the same setup as Will Power, which we think is light on downforce, and he's just struggling to stay in traffic and keep momentum around this racetrack.
He's 13th, and Will Power is 11th at the moment.
Graham Rahal's team has laid out to make the pit stop that Jack Arute was talking about, so unless it happens right away, he's not going to catch that yellow he was looking for.
Again, to point out that under green conditions, I hate to say it, but you're going to give up close to 2 laps. You're knocking on the door right to being at 2 laps.
See what Lindy Thaxton is up to.
Well, I have Tim Brack, who is chairman of the promotion board here, and I know it's loud, so I'll lean into you, but I bet you are glad this is finally here, huh?
Oh, we've been waiting for this for a long time. We're worried about the rain. We're standing here in front of the ethanol car. The ethanol car is going around. What a great time. It's all about ethanol. It's about corn. It's about racing. It's about renewable energy, or sustainable energy, environmentally friendly energy. That's ethanol. That's why we're here today.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, it's a great time.
And Graham Rahal is pulled into his pit box, and obviously, guys, he is off strategy now because of that radio issue, and they need a lot of luck here to get back on track.
Okay, now we got Dario coming up on this lap traffic as well as Dixon. Can Dixon close in a little bit here?
Sarah Fisher and Alex Lloyd.
There's Dixon closing in on him, taking that.
Whoa, I was just going to say that as soon as Sarah Fisher got a little bit outside into the gray, you could just see her had to come right out of the throttle.
That was a situation in which she was trying her best to get out of the way and got out of the groove and into the wall.
I thought she'd got out of it enough, and almost like she got in the gray and it looked like the whole thing was going to make it fine, and then once you get up, you can see all these little bits of rubber there. Yeah. And that is very, very slick.
But, dude, sometimes just when you get up there and you dump the throttle, you think it would make it turn.
You know what Graham Rahal's thinking right now? Oh, I missed it by 2 laps.
Yeah, right.
Just pitted. He and Hideki Muto just hit pit lane.
I hadn't thought about that, Jan.
Sorry,
but you're right. But they pushed that window as much as they could. It was lap 9. I mean,
you got to do it.
They went further than what we thought Jack Arute said they would at about 86, 87 earlier. So
Sarah Fisher's only race here was in 2007. She went from 18th to 7th that year, but unfortunately, she's in the wall, and here's a replay.
See, at this point, she's way out of it, realizing that she got out of the groove, thought it was fine, but as the moment that you cross into the gray, Robbie, it was just like ice. Here she looks good.
You're okay. She's just in the high line right there, but then the car must have pushed. The car must have washed up, and then as soon as it gets just out of that black, and you pick up any of those marbles, you could see that she was going to the brake pedal to try and stop it, but you literally are just, you know, you're on ice.
Sarah walking away from the crash. As an owner driver, she is, of course, unhappy that her car suffered damage, but we certainly are glad to see that Sarah is okay.
And they have talked about anytime they have a caution like this, they're going to take the time to sweep and make sure that high line. But here's the important part. We saw position changes last time on the pits. Again, the whole group will pit under caution.
This is lap number 98.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And if we get any excitement like we saw them racing for the line last time. Woo.
TK's away. Oh, good pit stop for
Franchitti's out.
Dixon. Castro Nevis moves up 1.
Takes advantage of Sato. Power went up 2. Same Briscoe, 3.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Well, that was a lot calmer.
Yes, it was.
leaving there and
well, that was a great explanation, though, by Tim Cindric earlier, saying that he had warned Elio that up on the outside was coming Kanaan, and that's why he kind of made that quick. He pulled it down, but unfortunately, that's when he rubbed against Dixon. Thankfully, they're all still running.
Jack Arute in the IZOD Performance Pit Center.
All right, guys, so we talk about the marbles and what happened to Sarah Fisher. Basically what happens, I brought this cheese. When the tires, the Firestone tires, they don't wear out, but you end up getting bits and pieces of rubber out on the racetrack. So what I figured we would do is show you by taking some marbles, throwing them out here on the floor. This is basically what's going to happen. When you get outside of the groove, try to walk through these and maintain control.
Oh,
back to you.
You were so close, Jack. Doggone it.
What are you going to do now, Jack? You better get those cleaned up or we're going to lose you for the rest of the show.
You look a little better than you did in Texas with the bowling balls on the side of your head. Fans old and young here today on Father's Day at Iowa Speedway. While we have the opportunity, we want to first of all, as we are in a caution period for the Iowa Corn Indy 250, we want to send our best wishes to Olivia Andretti, the daughter of John and Nancy. Had surgery earlier this week, and we hope for a very speedy recovery to Olivia. And also, we want to extend sympathies to the families of Wayne Leary, Coach Les Richter, and Newton Wolf. Now, Newton was very instrumental in having this speedway built, and he loved helping develop the tread cam that you are seeing here today. So our sympathies to those three families, and a very, very get well soon wish to Olivia Andretti. Well, Dario is the leader of this race, with Scott Dixon running in second position. And Lindy is with Sarah Fisher.
And this is Sarah's 80th start in the IZOD IndyCar Series. Obviously not the way you wanted to finish. Did something go wrong with the car, or did you just get caught up in the marbles?
No, when you're running too wide here, there's just not a whole lot of room. So when there's a little bit of lack of grace there, there's nothing really you can do. I almost had it collected, but, you know, the Dollar General car just couldn't run in the marbles today, so.
And you were here in 07, but this is the first year for Sarah Fisher racing your own team to be here. But you actually raced pretty close to here growing up.
I did. Knoxville National is just right around the corner, and it's their 50th anniversary. So it's an off weekend. Maybe I'll come back to it, but gotta love those sprint car short track nights.
And clearly you're okay, right?
Yeah, so, you know, not such a good Father's Day. Sorry, Dad, but, you know, hey, whatever. We had a pretty fast race car, and the boys worked really hard this weekend, so I'm real proud of their effort.
Well, thank you, Sarah. And speaking of Father's Day, on the Sarah Fisher racing team, you have Andy O'Gara and Johnny O'Gara. Andy is Sarah's husband there, and Johnny is the father-in-law of Sarah. He's the strategist.
It's a family affair, isn't it? There's Simona Di Silvestro. She's a lap down in 17th position. Let's see what happened on her pit stop.
Air jack, obviously keeping the car up until they're in position, but unfortunately the air jack didn't release. It let the car down, but the actual receptacle didn't come off. So similar to the fuel probe we talked about, don't often see that with an air jack.
Yeah, but that's the signal when the car hits the ground, is for the driver to go as well, but it hit the ground. He couldn't pull it out.
Simona's back in the race. We have 15 cars on the lead lap here as we near the halfway point. Chip Ganassi's drivers are running 1-2, Franchitti and Dixon. We'll be right back. The Target Chip Ganassi guys are battling it out up front. Dario Franchitti and Scott Dixon. Dixon has led 18 laps so far, but Dario is the man at the front right now, and he has led 36 of the 109 laps that we have completed so far. There he is. And look at the green shirts. Those are Iowa corn growers, and we are delighted to have them here to watch their race. They have a big tent out in turns 1 and 2, some of them in the grandstand. In any case, thank you for your hospitality here at Iowa Speedway, and for growing the things that we all like to eat.
It's all about the corn.
That's right. The Ganassi cars have led 48.3% of the total laps completed this season. That's a pretty staggering statistic, isn't it?